Jose Berrios on the mound for the Blue Jays. He has been their most consistent starter on the year. A 1.23 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. He's made 2 starts at home this year, guys, and he's allowed exactly 0 runs while striking out 13 batters in 13 2/3 innings. He's facing a Royals lineup that's bottom 5 in batting average on the road, and so they should not have the offensive success that we've seen them have throughout the season. But Cole Ragans starts for the starts for the Royals, and Ragans has been good to start the year. He's allowing allowed more than 3 runs in just 1 start this season. His 2 road starts, he's also allowed exactly 0 runs while striking out 15 batters in 12 1/3 innings. But here's the rub, guys. The Blue Jays at home have a top 5 batting average. They're top 10 in OPS and WRC plus. Ragans can be had. I don't think he's anywhere near as dominant as his numbers suggest. He's good, but I don't think he's dominant the way Berrios has been dominant this year with the lower ERA and the low WHIP. So I'll trust the Toronto bats here at home to do enough damage against Ragans and get us a short lead here. So we'll lay. We don't even need to lay the half run here. We get a manageable price on the money line. Keep the tie in our back pockets in case Ragans is very effective. But we'll take the Blue Jays here on the money line in the first 5.
Now, how do you deal with these short turnaround, quick revenge situations? You know, KC and Toronto played last week. These 2 pitchers faced off against each other. Pitchers duel 2-1 final in that ballgame. Now both lineups getting a short turnaround second look at the same starting pitcher. How do you approach that, Mark? Do you expect more of the same? It's one of those deals like second look when you just saw a guy last time out. Sometimes I tend to like guys who got bombed in the first meeting and not like guys who pitched well. What do you think?
Right. No, listen, I tend to agree with you. There's another matchup tonight, as a matter of fact, between Minnesota and Chicago that faces the 2 same starting pitchers that faced each other last week in Simeon Woods-Richardson for Minnesota and Michael Soroka for Chicago, which is another game that I eyed up. But I think for the most part, it's true. When you get the same starter a week later, the bats, if they failed the first time, tend to show up the second time and vice versa. If the pitcher failed, he'll make the adjustments and he'll show up for the second time. But again, for me, this is about Berrios more than anything. And if what we're thinking about with Ragans is true, that the bats for Toronto may be a little bit more effective against him the second time around because they've already seen him once, then I get the sense that the Toronto bats, which have been more consistent this year, especially at home when they are hitting, gives me enough of an edge here. But again, I get the money line. I get the tie in my back pocket if I need it. So I feel comfortable with Toronto at home.